Well, my inspiration is when I was listening to a lot of bands as a kid, like the Beatles and the Doors and Steely Dan, that sort of thing. And like some of their songs really just stuck in my head. And I remember one of the first songs I ever consciously remember hearing was the Steely Dan song "Do It Again," back when my mom was going here in 94, 95. I didn't know who it was or what it was or who did it, but like the song kind of stuck in my head for some reason, and that's the kind of part of what inspires me. Is like I want like good music that gets in people's heads, that has depth, that has rawness, that has heaviness, conveyance of emotion. Basically, I want to make good art. That's what inspires me. I want to make my mark in that world. I want to like have a body of work or a body of material that people will not only remember, but they will contemplate over, I guess. Chris Berry, or in full, Christopher Timothy Michael Berry the First, or in short, just Chris. Painesville, Ohio, about a half hour east of Cleveland. Been there my whole life. I graduated a couple years ago with 2 associate's degrees, Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and I'm going here to finish up the requirements to getting an audio engineering certificate, which I found out that I was only a couple classes away from, so I just figured, screw it, why not finish it? Well, I've been playing piano, which is the first instrument I started out with since I was about 4. Guitar since I was about 13. Drums since I was about 10. So, to any significant, sustained, serious degree, about the last 15-ish years. Well, the name kind of circumvents all of my other motivations, and it has no real depth or anything to it. It's just a catchy name. Long story short, there was one episode where they had to flee down to some really small hick southern town in Alabama, a fictional town, and they had a depiction of the Civil War where the South won instead of the North, and Grant was portrayed inaccurately, and the guy playing Lee said, "Ulysses S. Grant, you show up to this meeting an hour late drunk."
Ulysses S. Grant, you invite me to lunch, then show up an hour late drunk?
Well, I don't want to say rock because everybody and their dog says that they do rock, but I guess more specifically, it's like a rock bass with heavy injections of jazz, folk, some avant-garde, and a very slight hint of blues. I mean, in different proportions, depending on the song, depending on what I'm doing, but those are the basic ingredients that I've used. Plus, whatever else comes to mind. Well, you can find it on... There is the main page that I have on a music site called Reverb Nation, and for a fee, if you pay them like a fee, they'll distribute music for you onto like a lot of other platforms like Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, basically every major streaming and downloading platform you can think of, and that's where you can find it.